Namaste once again from Jaipur, Rajasthan, India. Today we are on our way, first of all, to the Galtaji Temple, also known as Monkey Temple. This is apparently because there are a ton of monkeys all over this temple. It's also known as Monkey Mountain, which I wasn't actually aware of when we planned to come here. So we have to actually do a 3-kilometer climb up this hill before we get to the temple. Is that right?
Wow, that's the guy who was trying to sell us a motorbike. Was calling it Monkey Mountain and how it's a 3-kilometer walk up the mountain.
Okay.
So
that may not be accurate.
yeah, he may have had an agenda.
Okay. It is called Monkey Mountain. I saw it on Google Maps. I am not complaining though. These are some amazing views on the way up. Oh, made it. Yeah, that wasn't 3 kilometers. It's a massive city, actually. You can't see the end of it, like it just fades into the distance. This isn't quite the Galtaji temple yet. This is called the Sun Temple, and the lady here said that it is 400 years old and privately owned by her family. So, very interesting. Look at these guys. I think that might be it.
Probably not necessarily pink buildings.
I'm pretty sure it's because of the pink buildings.
Want to forward them?
But I also suspect maybe they play it up and plant pink flowers also. On our way to temple number 2. I think it's going to be Galtaji temple this next time, but who knows? We might come across another one. The Hanuman temple. Amazing. All the monkeys here, of course. Fitting for Hanuman.
There's a lot of broken twigs, so it'll take about 10 minutes.
Pretty surprised about how much trash is in there.
That stepladder in Jaipur was so clean and so
Yeah, it was very well taken care of. Oh, look at this monkey. He's gonna jump on us.
Yep.
Oh, he's coming. That actually looks really cool with that moss on there.
I imagine this place when it's prime was beautiful.
Oh yeah. When I'm in temples or other religious places, I never like to film like the shrines or like the bathing areas and stuff like that, just because I don't want to, you know, make anyone uncomfortable with my filming. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to film that pool back there because a ton of people were like swimming and bathing in there, but it was beautiful. Very, very nice pool, and Carl also dipped his head in. So you are blessed now.
Yeah, I'm blessed, yeah. It's like 35 degrees, and it's like, what, just afternoon. But there was a guy shivering from getting out of the water. He was so cold.
A couple of them are shivering.
Like, I dipped my head because I'm too hot.
It's amazing how this building is just built directly onto the cliff.
Yeah, it's like the cliff around the building.
It looks like this place saw quite the Holi celebration yesterday.
I was just counting. We're 11 wide. And we're taking a right turn. Can you imagine trying to take a right turn at 11 miles? Yeah, with 10 vehicles on your right.
No, never. It's a couple days later now, and we've come to yet another fort. This one is called Nahargarh Fort? Nahargarh? Is that right? Nahargarh?
I'm pretty sure of the Gar part, because I've noticed every fort we've been to has ended in Gar. So I'm thinking it might mean fort, but then it would mean Nahar Fort.
Well,
So that's probably not.
I think you're totally right. I think it's just like the fort is added in English for tourists to understand what it is.
Probably.
So I think you're dead right. But anyway, we're at this fort. I think this is our fourth fort. It looks very different so far from the other ones we've been to. There are lots of modern structures in this one. Like there's a wax museum and there's like a replica of a palace, but it is modern. So yeah, it looks very different so far. Look at this stepwell. This one looks very ancient. Like all of the stairs are less 90 degrees and more, you know, rounded. Very different from the one we saw in Jaipur anyway. Also, it is extremely hot here for me. It's 10:30 at the moment and it is 32 degrees. There was a weather warning on my phone this morning actually that said that it was going to be much hotter than usual today. The forecast is for it to be 39. So that's way too hot for me. Like, if you've seen any of the previous videos, you will know that I melt in the sun. 32 is actually kind of borderline, but like 39, I don't think I'll survive. I will perish. I don't think I'll die.
Already starting to perish. Part of the reason why we chose this time of year, like it's only March, because in summer it gets up to 50. So we were like, oh yeah, you know, February, March, April, it won't be too hot, but it's basically 40 degrees in March.
When we arrived in February, it was still pretty cool temperatures. Like in Mumbai, I think like it wasn't even 30 degrees. It was getting up to like 28, 29. But like we've been here almost 2 months now since then. So it's just ticking up slowly every day. So just getting closer and closer to the hot season. And yeah, it's definitely starting to show. Look at the view of Jaipur from here. This fort is more popular to come for the sunset. It'll have amazing views just over the edge of the fort of the whole city of Jaipur, but we don't really like to be out after dark in general, so we're more daytime people.
So this Maharaja houses him, his wife, and his 9 concubines. Each concubine had their own apartment with a bedroom, a veranda, courtyard, kitchen, toilet, and a fireplace in each bedroom.
It does feel like every palace or fort we've been to has been specifically for rooms for all the concubines of the Maharaja.
No governance was happening.
No, nobody else is allowed here, just the concubines. Oh yeah, there's the fireplace. I think it's the first time I've actually noticed a fireplace in any of these buildings. Oh, look at this painting. I always really like the paintings that depict either elephants or camels. I think it's a specifically Rajasthan type of thing. Like in other parts of India, I think they might portray like tigers, stuff like that, but in Rajasthan it's a lot of camels specifically. And they're very picturesque animals, in fact. But also in Jaipur, they seem to specifically be really fascinated with elephants. Like, this is the only place that we've seen in India so far that has had actual elephants. Like there's a sanctuary here. You can also ride them up to the Nahargarh Fort. But yeah, a lot of the artwork is depicting elephants in Jaipur. Ooh, I like dark places to explore. Amazing. Oh, there's stained glass up there too.
I wonder if this is one of the attractions.
Well, did you see the fireplace in that first room?
Yeah.
I assumed like, oh, here's bedroom number 1. Maybe this is like a library or something. Just because it could be like a dressing room or something where you need a lot of storage. I don't know. Oh, this is a dark one. Very dark. This is a beautiful room to live in. Look at this painting. This is like my shadow's in the way, of course. This is like a painting of like a European style clock. That is very interesting. Whoa, you match this place. You're the Maharaja of this palace. I don't even know what you do with 9 concubines, yeah. This looks like a 2D room.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Just having that curve, like the arch.
Well, just everything, like all the paintings are like completely 2-dimensional. Like there's no shading whatsoever in them, and it goes along all the corners.
Rock is so hot.
Yeah, I bet. Why do you keep touching it then?
It's nice, I blend in.
You do? Oh my gosh, you are matching this fort exactly. Wow, it looks really cool from the top.
Yeah. Funny archway things, right?
We're done in the fort, and it was actually way more impressive than I was expecting. I thought we were going to come up here and just basically have these old wall fortifications with beautiful views of the Jaipur city. But actually there was like a whole palace and stuff in there, and they had magnificent paintings all over the walls. So it was actually way more interesting than I was expecting. Now we're trying to find a tuk-tuk. It's a little bit more difficult than usual because this fort is about a 25-minute drive, like just on this one country road. So like people aren't coming up here naturally. As I was saying, yeah, it's a little bit trickier to get a tuk-tuk from up there because obviously the tuk-tuk drivers have a lot more bargaining power because they're the only option. So we ended up paying, well, we're going to pay double what we paid to get here, and we're only gonna get halfway back. So yeah, that's how it is with the tuk-tuks though, depending on location and availability and stuff like that. But the driver actually just stopped at the top of this hill for this viewpoint of the place we're going next, the water palace. This palace actually has 4 floors apparently, but in one way or another it's sunk under this lake, or this lake appeared. So 3 of the 4 floors are now completely underwater. I didn't actually look up much background about the history of this water palace because we weren't really even intending to come here. It was just because it was the only option to get the tuk-tuk from the fort back down to this water palace. We couldn't actually go where we wanted to go. And the reason why we didn't want to come see it is because this is as close as you can get to it. Apparently there used to be boat tours that you could go up closer and take a better look at it, but now you can't. You just have to look at it from this boardwalk. So we were going to give it a miss, but it is a pretty interesting building. Can you imagine going scuba diving in there and just like exploring the 4 floors underneath the water? I think it would be super cool. We finally made it to the Patrika Gate. I think that's how you say it. Patrika, something like that. I don't know how to say anything, to be honest. I'm just guessing here.
Patrika Gate.
Patrick Gate, close enough. Quite an ordeal getting here, actually. The tuk-tuk drivers have been quite aggressive today. We've had to take 3 different tuk-tuks, and they've all been pretty crazy with the negotiating. Like sometimes, like we get in after an agreed price, and then they turn around and try to start like making you add on even more, or like yeah, so in the end it took us probably like 20 plus minutes trying to negotiate getting a tuk-tuk, getting in and out of several, because we were getting quite frustrated with the people tacking on prices on the end of it after the agreed price. So yeah, so at the Patrika Gate now, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's way bigger than I expected. Wow, look at the paintings here. So amazing. I've seen this mustachioed sun on several different things. I wonder who that's supposed to be. Stolen Carl's shawl. More effective at keeping the sun off anyway. But this is going to be our last video here in Jaipur. We are headed to Agra tomorrow. So Jaipur has been such an experience. It's a huge, massive Indian city with so much to see and do. And this video is probably way too long, so good job for making it to the end. We're heading to Agra tomorrow, and obviously Agra is where the Taj Mahal is. So this is what I've been kind of thinking of as the highlight of our India trip. So very excited about that, and stay tuned.